Hello, hi, I'm DigitalxKai, and welcome to a video called "Poor Girl Visits a School for Billionaires." This is another one of these share my story videos, true animations, yada yada. Nothing scary, nothing crazy. We're just digging into it. If you guys new by the channel, DigitalxKai. I've been recording a lot of videos tonight, so I am wearing the same hoodie. So if you guys catch the next future videos with me wearing the same hoodie, same hairstyle, it's because this is the same night. This is being recorded on December 18th, guys. I record a bunch of videos in one outfit. I ain't got no clothes. But yeah, I'm tired of talking. Let's get into it.
My family had the saddest Christmas tradition one can imagine.
Who cares?
Because every Christmas Eve, my mom would get me all excited and say, "Tonight Santa will come and bring you lots of toys."
You're automatically a shitty parent if you tell your kid Santa exists. That's it.
This time for real. But when I woke up the next morning and ran to our Christmas tree, I never found
Is that Obama?
any presents. Then Mom would come into the room and say, "Oh no, did burglars break into our house again?"
Once again, you're a shitty parent if you have to lie to your kid every year about your presents being stolen by burglars. Mom, I'm 24. I don't think Santa exists. I don't think our burglars are coming to take our presents every year. I think we're just broke.
Steal all your presents? I'm so sorry.
What a shitty mom.
This repeated itself every year, and each time it made me cry. The
Aww.
world seemed so unfair to me. Only once I got older, I finally realized that my mom was too poor to afford Christmas presents. She had made up all those stories of us getting robbed on Christmas Eve, so I didn't figure out we were poor. But of course, I already knew that we were impoverished. I was living in a ghetto.
Oh, come on, bro. You living in the ghetto? This is so stupid. Just because you live in a ghetto does not mean you have no money. Let me just say that. As a kid that grew up in the ghetto, that's not the case all the time. Most likely it's low-income families, but there are some people in the ghetto that do have money but choose to live there because that's just what they're born into. So that's not true. Don't even no.
My ghetto school was so violent that teachers frequently got beat up by students. And kids like me who wore frayed shoes were made fun of all day.
Wait a minute, how the hell are you gonna make fun of me when we all go to the same school? We all go to this poor school.
But then I got lucky. The best school in our city, which normally had a yearly tuition fee of $100,000, started a program to help underprivileged kids like me.
Nani?
I was somehow accepted into the program, and I thought I had won the lottery. For some reason, I believed that I could befriend the kids of powerful politicians and billionaires in my new school. And in return, they could secure me a good job after I graduated. But I was wrong, because these people don't want to be friends with you if you are not like them.
That's really terrible though. Like, there are rich kids like that who tend to steer away from kids who don't have much money, or they don't have these type of shoes on, or they don't wear these types of clothes. Like that's really pathetic and sad.
Today,
They're taught to be that way
I
too.
never accepted the offer of going to this elite school. Because while being poor is
They
tough
boxing.
already, being poor while also being surrounded by a bunch of arrogant rich kids who keep reminding you how much better their life is than yours is even worse. Right on my first day, I learned that the school was separating their students into two groups. First, the rich and high-achieving kids who had inherited the good genes of their highly successful parents and now were groomed to take over their family businesses one day. Second, you had the typical rich kids who were irresponsible, arrogant, and drove to school in expensive cars. Each group was taught in different classrooms. And while I tried to join the high-achieving kids, the teachers made me take an IQ test first to see how gifted I was, and apparently I didn't make the cut. That's why I was put into the classes for lazy and low IQ students.
Okay, all right. Okay, so this is a highly expensive school. Okay, why would they pick this girl from the ghetto and move her to this school if she was not gifted enough to be with the high achievers, the smart kids, right? Wouldn't you have left her in the ghetto if she didn't make the IQ part, or she didn't have the grades? Obviously she's smart enough. Plus A student, GPA is 4.5. Obviously she's up there with the grades. Why would they even test her IQ again and then put her with all these dum-dums? What's the point?
Of course, I tried to make new friends anyway, and some girls were talking about horses, so I said, "Wow, you girls do horse riding?" The girls seemed uncomfortable talking to me, probably because I looked like a ghetto girl, but they were kind enough to invite me to go horse.
You look a regular girl to me. You look just like him, only with short hair, and you got raggedy ass shirts. Like, that's not ghetto.
Horse riding with them on the weekend. Only when I arrived, they asked where my horse was. I don't have a horse. Well, you should have bought one.
That's like saying, you should really go home. And it's like, I don't have a house. Well, you should just buy one. You should just buy one. Like, just buy one. It's like, cause it's that easy, right? It's that easy. What the hell?
Wasn't sure if she was kidding or not.
No,
but
she
I
was
told them
serious.
I'd just wait until they were finished. While watching them, I started chatting with a guy who turned out to be the personal assistant to the family of Anne, the girl that had suggested I should just buy a horse.
Okay.
He was the caretaker of her horse, and he told me a bit about Anne's rich life.
Uh-huh.
He said her dad had thrown her a sweet 16 birthday party, with a fireworks so big that the fire department had to be on standby. And when Anne's dad found out the firemen didn't charge any money for showing up, he gifted them equipment worth $80,000, which included several heat-sensing goggles costing $10,000 each.
Why didn't you just give them the money? Like, why would you give them equipment? That equipment is given to them by the department. I don't know for sure, don't quote me, but just give them the money.
It suddenly hit me how different my classmates' lives were from mine.
Yeah.
My mom has never made more than minimum wage at her job, and most times she was
Mom works at McDonald's? It's really that bad?
unemployed anyway due to her depression.
Oh,
We were
no.
so poor that I often stole toilet paper from my school because we didn't have any at home.
I do that. I mean, I'm not poor, but I do that. I'll be stealing toilet paper. I'll be stealing paper towels from napkins, straws, forks.
Anyway,
I'm a
after
thief.
the horse riding was over,
We out here to eat.
the girls and I sat down at a restaurant. I really wanted them to like me, so when they asked what my favorite country to visit was, I responded France, even though I'd never left the
Oh my
US.
goodness. I can't even talk. The worst thing you could do is pretend that you're one of them. All right? That's the worst you can do, because all you're going to do is make fake friends. You need to find somebody who does not care about you having no money. Like,
Really? Me too. Last summer, my parents and I spent 2 weeks in the French Riviera.
Who cares?
It's so much better than Italy. I continued. Yeah, and the food is so good too. I thought things were going well, but then Anne said, "We have to talk about your outfit.
You're gonna
It's
embarrass yourself.
hideous.
You're gonna embarrass
You should
yourself.
come go shopping with us."
You don't have any money.
She was inviting me to meet up again. Maybe she liked me, but it was hopeless. I didn't have the money for a new outfit, so I lied again, saying the way I dressed was just my style and I wouldn't change it. Anne didn't like
That's
that
smart.
I had rejected her offer, so she said, "I guess you can't teach a pig how to fly," and they both giggled.
That's when you leave. That's when you say, fuck you, I'm out.
I felt so embarrassed, but it got worse in school. When I greeted Anne in the hallway, she took me to the side and said, "Listen, I tried to include you in our group because my teacher asked me to. But you don't fit in. You dress like a hobo, and honestly, I want nothing
I just like a hobo, and you just like a hoe. I got the bow, you got the hoe.
to do with you." Ouch! She didn't understand that I would have loved to wear fancy clothes like her, but that
Why?
I lacked the money to do so. After this incident, I stopped trying to make new friends.
Yeah, screw
I
'em.
became the quiet girl who didn't talk to anyone. During breaks, all I could do was listen in on my classmates gossiping. That's when I heard my classmate Matthew brag about his alleged relationship with our history teacher, Miss Colbert. He said, "My dad is giving me an allowance 10 times bigger than Mrs. Colbert's salary. She's dating me because I spoil her with tons of gifts.
Wow.
I even paid off her college debt." No one believed Matthew until he showed around photos of him and Miss Colbert kissing.
Who's taking them pictures though? Who's taking them pictures of you guys kissing? That's gonna get around, and it's gonna be so bad. That's actually really terrible. How can you work in a school where the tuition cost is $100,000 a year, and the teachers aren't making any money? Like, they're not making good money. That's crazy. The teachers should be making a really good salary if they're gonna teach at a school like this.
I didn't see the photos myself, only the reaction of the other kids reacting to it. But in retrospect, it wasn't surprising at all.
Yeah.
Matthew got bad grades in all subjects except in Mrs. Colbert's history class. Anyway, my teachers noticed that I didn't have any friends, so they often asked me why I wasn't trying more to fit in. I responded, "Fit into what? Driving $100,000 cars to school? No, sorry. I really tried to do that, but my parents are still poor." However, I also kept other kids at a distance.
You would think a school like this would have her live in a dorm. Like, a school this expensive, there should be some kind of like board. There should be like, like dormitories for the kids to stay in. Like, you don't just go to a school like that and then go home. You know what I mean? Unless you live nearby, but that I don't know. She should still like I don't know.
So they couldn't see that I was really just an uneducated girl from the ghetto.
You know,
So
wait a minute. How are you uneducated if you wait a minute? I'm so confused, guys. This girl was chosen to go to the school, right? How is she not educated? She made it seem like she was the smartest kid. Maybe I'm not paying attention, but what?
while I had always been an energetic and sociable kid at my old ghetto school, I had now become severely depressed. It took me some time to figure out why, but then it clicked. The reason was that I wasn't living an authentic life anymore. I had adopted the persona of a harmless girl, even though I was from the ghetto and had been through a lot of shit. Several times in my
We
life,
cursing
I've been
now?
jumped by crackheads who wanted to steal my food stamps and clothes. I have lived through winters without heating in my home, and I've seen the junkies near my house slowly switch away from drugs like crack and heroin and start using fentanyl instead. I got mad at myself for letting those spoiled brats at my school intimidate me so much.
Mm-hmm.
I knew I was tougher than all of them,
Yeah.
so I swore myself to never be the quiet girl again.
Mm.
The next day in school, our teacher asked if someone wanted to apply to become school president. No one raised their hand except me. Then they all turned around and asked, "What do you promise to change in our school if you become president?"
Get all you idiots
But
out.
with everyone's attention on me, I was too nervous to give a response. Nothing. She will change nothing.
Nothing.
That's different. She got my vote. I thought she was ridiculing me, but the other kids joined and chanted,
This is
"Make her
stupid.
president." Finally, I let loose and started laughing too. Maybe my classmates weren't that mean after all. Well, guess who the only other candidate to become president was? Matthew, the guy who was dating my history teacher.
Oh my goodness, no.
Paying off her college debt.
Oh.
He was more popular than me and the favorite candidate. But I told you that I'm from the ghetto and you better don't mess with me.
What the fuck does that mean? What does that mean?
He often left his phone laying on his table.
I'm a kid from the ghetto, so you don't mess with me. This makes it seem like all people from the ghetto are just these hard-ass people. Like, get
So I
out of
just
here.
stole it, and to figure out his PIN code, I requested access to the school security camera footage. I told them that someone had confused my school bag with theirs and accidentally walked away with it, and now I wanted to find out who had taken it. But really, I just zoomed in on Matthew while he unlocked his phone.
Unsupervised? The guy just let you look at the school's cameras unsupervised? Is that what we're doing now in 2022? We're letting kids into the surveillance room and look at cameras without being supervised? Come on now.
In the cafeteria. 1379. Easy. Then I went through his photos until I found the one where he was kissing Miss Colbert. Of course, teacher-student relationships are strictly prohibited.
Yeah.
So I told him, either you step back from your candidacy to become school
This is so stupid. This is so dumb. This is so dumb. This is so stupid. This is so stupid. This is so dumb. This is so dumb. Why would you do that? Why couldn't you just leak the pictures? Instead of pulling him to the side, letting him know that you're in his business, that you know things. This is stupid. This is dumb.
president, or Miss Colbert gets fired, and you will be in the news for using your dad's money to prostitute your own teacher. I wonder how your dad will feel about reading that news.
This is stupid. Is there a part 2
He
for this?
withdrew his candidacy immediately.
Oh.
And with only one contestant left, I automatically won the
Aw, look
presidency.
at his face. Oh, wow. I thought he was going to, like, put up a fight or something, but he just, like, fuck it. All right.
The teacher told me being school president will look great on my resume when I should apply to my first job one day. But honestly, I'm just glad to be a badass ghetto girl again.
What the fuck does that mean? What the fuck is a ghetto girl? What the fuck is a badass ghetto girl? Like I'm from the ghetto. Like that's where I lived my 12 years of my life. That's where I was. What? I'm pretty sure all of us can sit up here and ask this question. What is a badass ghetto girl?
In my acceptance speech, I even roasted Anne. I told everyone how she'd expected me to just buy a horse so I could go horse riding with her. I made some other jokes about how disconnected my classmates were from ordinary people like me. And even though the other kids do respect me now, I would still prefer to be back in my old ghetto school. I miss my old friends over there. My family.
I really wasted 8 minutes and 38 seconds of my life. That was the shittiest story I've ever watched. That was terrible. Alright guys, let's check out some of these comments here. I was living in the ghetto, got me. I'm like, wait, living in the ghetto? Like, you acting like the ghetto isn't as crazy as people really like. I mean, there's really bad ghettos, and then there's some ghettos that are just, you know. If she says I'm from the ghetto one more time, I know, it's just so cringy. Like, you just look like your parents do crack. Like, you don't look like you're from the ghetto. This is certified hood classic. Like, get out of here, dude. Can we appreciate how she returned? What do you mean? Her ghetto life literally sounds like a stereotype. Oh my goodness. Literally. She's making it seem like living in the ghetto is just this this slum. Like, it's just nasty. It's just drug addicts everywhere, people fighting and shit. Like, come on, this story was actually offensive. Like, I this is so stupid. So poor yet they can afford a Christmas tree. I didn't even peep that. Hold on, they had a Christmas tree? Oh my. Get out of here, dude. Get out of here, dude. Nah, what? Bro, they got a whole Christmas tree, but y'all poor. Y'all poor, but y'all can afford a Christmas. Even this little shit tree, y'all. Get out of here, buddy. Yeah, I don't know who writes these stories, guys. I just kind of just pick them because they look short and simple. But as someone who grew up in the hood, in the ghetto, whatever you want to call it, that's not how it is. We don't sit up here and talk about how we're from the ghetto. We don't make being ghetto our personality. That's not what we do. Alright guys, if you guys want to see more true story animation videos, be sure to like and subscribe. I'll leave all the information in the description below with this channel here, along with this video that we just watched. Be sure to like and subscribe. You know, DigitalxKai. We just slapped up these videos now, got the same hoodie on. We ain't no colors because we from the ghetto, right? We from the ghetto. But yeah, until next time, I'll catch you guys in my next video.